How are you guys today? Welcome to Whitecoat Medicine Talks. I'm Dr. Carlos Ornedo.
I'm Dr. David Cruz.
And today we just kind of wanted to sit down and talk about everything else other than medicine.
Like no medicine
No
today.
medicine today.
No medicine today.
I think
we've done enough
I'm
medicine.
I'm
tired of medicine. We're retiring.
I know. We're like thinking, what else can we talk about? But no, David and I like looking into different things. We have a lot of similar likes and in terms of
hobbies and things that we do on the side, and one of the things is investing, right? So we do Robinhood, both of us. You know, we do a little bit of Robinhood investing, and in there we were talking about. I talk about biotech stocks a lot, right? And I talk about dividend stocks as well. What we were talking about was, what's the difference between investing into real estate or investing into a dividend stock? And what I was looking at is, say I buy a house for $100,000, I can probably make $1,000 to $1,100 a month. You know, that
on your profit then?
Yeah, okay. No, just as rent or
as
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
However, you're still going to have taxes on the property. You're going to have school taxes and all these different taxes on the house. So really, your profit is going to be minimized, right?
Lower, yes.
A lot lower than 13,400 or whatever you would make, or 200. So it's going to be a lot less. Now, if I take that same 100,000 and I put it into a dividend stock, kind of like the stock that I was talking about, NRZ, I can buy 6,060. NRZ, it stands for New Residential Investments. Okay. And each stock is going to make $2 per share per year. So that's going to turn a profit of $12,000. $1,220, of which I am taxed 20%, right? Because it's capital gains.
Correct.
And that's it. That's all I'm taxed. Okay, nothing else. Nothing else, and it's just going to stay there and grow.
And a smarter way of investing.
And you can reinvest that money into another stock or do whatever you want to with it. So, I mean, for my money, I think at this point, I'm going to move this a little bit. I want to get you in the camera also. There.
Thank you. I feel like I'm part of it now.
So currently, I want to do some real estate also. Okay. I do, but I think currently, to make some profit, I really want to maximize, do the biotech stocks that I'm confident in. That even though it looks like you're going to be losing money, eventually the money will come in. And in addition, do some safer things and some REITs, some NRZs, some dividend stocks, things like that.
And like you said, I mean, I think the impulsivity of the market can make you pull out or cash in.
Yeah.
Or when you're profiting, sometimes you just want to take it and then maybe leave the other portion. But I think the patience is probably the number one thing I'm learning.
Yeah, you need patience.
Yeah,
I'm
learning that now.
If you're dealing with extra money here, you have to have patience.
You have to have patience. Yeah.
Like my brother and I were talking. We have had some stocks for years. I'm talking 40 years, dude. We've just patiently let it grow, and it's amazing what it can turn into if you just sit back and do nothing.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. You have the stock, you just let it grow. And impulsivity, and because now we get to see it every single day right in front of our phones, real time.
I'm just going to pull it out.
Yeah, you go, oh my God, 30% I'm selling, or 30% down I'm selling, and getting out and doing all this stuff, doing it real fast. And I know some people make good money with doing these day trading things. I can't do it, man.
I think you have to be on it all day long and be able to make those decisions.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's hard because you have to be on top of it. You have to follow some rules and guidelines, and you have to know that with some stocks, in that sense, you're going to lose some and you're going to win some, but you just want to win more than you lose.
Yes, and I think I learned that from one of your videos where you may have cashed in a loss, but what you had left brought you much more of a gain. So it's just one of those, things that you have to experience.
But it's fun. It's almost
it's a lot of fun.
It's almost like a hobby, dude. Right?
It's a hobby, but you're playing with money. It's not just
Yeah.
But it's just that little highs that you get.
But how do you get people that don't invest to try to invest? Some people don't trust stock market. Some people want to put their money in a savings account in a bank and just leave it there and not touch it. And
I think it's, for me, it's making me understand how to play the market, and I've got your parameters. I think that's how you have to do it, and know this is the amount that I'm going to be willing to lose. If I lose more, I gotta stop, or this is all I'm gonna lose. And then maybe, like you said, the baby steps, see things grow with patience. I think that's the key right there. And I think that's more than anything else, is just watching, maybe not making major moves, but just watching.
Right.
Yeah, because sometimes you get this little information, a new stock or something, the next Apple, Yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
We're just throwing money here.
Yeah.
I think all of us would.
Like right now, you
listen to Motley Fool that says,
yeah, exactly. Right.
How many stocks did you miss? And
exactly. You're like, all of them. But
the tech is really cool. I mean,
tech is really cool. There's a lot of things that are going to grow, and what's coming in the future, and what some of these stocks that we're buying are probably going to be very good in the future, and they might not be as good right now, but you give it time. And they will grow. They will grow. And sometimes the stocks that are really good, that are very stable, say Disney.
Correct.
So, I mean, that thing is going to keep on growing big time.
How could it not?
I mean, it's amazing.
Is it going to turn off? Is Mickey Mouse not going to come out again?
But at the same time, am I going to make the same amount of profit with that as I'm going to make with something else that's smaller, that I can buy more shares, that has more potential to grow, or just as much, but really...
I think every case is different. But what I was learning too is that you could have, let's say, 10, 15 stocks that you like. There's always going to be one or two at the most that make up for the rest.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when you find that, it's like,
you're like, okay, these are kind of carrying me through,
and this is what I was waiting for. And I think that patience that you were talking about is probably the biggest.
And the idea is, you really want your money to double every 7 years.
Is that the rule of thumb?
Yeah, okay. You want your money to double every 7 years. So I
don't know if I have 7 years.
You have a watch again, man.
It's a bad habit, man. Okay, I pretend I'm reading. It's been a long day, okay?
It's been a long day. But every 7 years, you want that money to double, because, and like we've talked about savings, and this is kind of a saving, even though it's a hobby, it's a savings that we're touching, and we're trying not to touch that money.
Yeah.
And I don't think...
But I think you're right, it's where the temptation is there.
Yeah, the temptation's there to say, okay, well, we have it there, we can use it for this, we can use it for that. It is just to save it, and let the magic happen.
Yes.
And the magic does happen if you let it happen.
Yeah.
The
tech is going like this, but it still gives up.
Yeah, so, I mean...
It's exciting.
It is exciting. And for the people that don't invest, give it a shot. It's so easy now. And now, what I love about Robinhood is there's you don't get charged for buying these things. I can buy one stock, and I don't pay anything for buying that. I pay, of course, what it's worth, but that's it. When I sell that stock, I get the complete 100% money
dividends doesn't come to you. They're not going to reinvest it for you.
Yeah,
it just comes directly to you.
Comes directly to you. Yeah. And so I love the ability to do that with this platform. And there's others now that offer similar things.
I'm going to throw a little curveball there for you. What do you think of cryptocurrency?
I think cryptocurrency, I don't...
Or do you have to ask your friend that just called you?
Arnold,
what do you think of cryptocurrency?
Arnold, what do you think of cryptocurrency, man?
Maybe you can tell us later.
I don't think he likes it. But but anyway, I don't think that cryptocurrency... I think it may be the wave of the future, right? But if you think about it, What places do you actually have you ever used cryptocurrency at all?
I've never used it to pay for something, but that's apparently you can do that.
You can do that, but who does it?
I don't know.
I don't know anybody who does it. Yeah. So if it's something that's going to hit and it's going to be a futuristic thing, it's going to be way in the future.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's now. And you can make money.
People losing money.
There's a lot of people losing money in it.
People that talk about.
I had a couple of them.
Okay.
Ethereum, and they're all Ethereums or whatever.
Right. Ethereum.
But
I cashed them out.
I cashed them out when I made a little profit. I made the profit.
And I did the same thing. Yeah.
And I got out of it.
I got scared in the sense that
I
don't know too much about it, and that's something that you all should know or learn. When you don't know enough of it, maybe
don't get into it.
Don't get into
it. Yeah, don't get into it, man. I mean, it's
things that David and I talk about are stocks that we really researched it, and then we know maybe the products.
Yeah, all
per se.
Yeah, all the medicines that we talked about. We know these medicines are like, oh man, these. If this comes out, you're gonna use it. I'm gonna use it. We're all gonna use it for our patients, and that's what we talk about. And sometimes we get comments saying, "Well, convince me that this medication is okay, or this company is gonna do okay." It's like, well, you don't know if it's gonna do okay because when the medicine comes out, it's up to the doctor if they're gonna write it. Like I give the example to one guy. I said, Afreeza or the what was the name of the first inhaled insulin that came out?
Yeah.
Good drug, right,
but
man?
People were having trouble.
But it's like and then you have to do the pulmonary function test before, and then 6 weeks later do it again,
and they're coughing up and they're feeling sick, and
you're like, no, thank you. Yeah. So it's like, no, it's not gonna work. And at that time,
that's how we know some,
But nobody went for it.
Nobody went for it.
And so that they had to stop making the medication.
So people lost a lot of money, I think.
Yeah. So Exubera was the first one, right? Yeah, I think so. But so you don't know, but we know when we look at these medications, we go, oh, you know what? I'm going to use that. Like for instance, the cream, for acne, the minocycline cream. I'm going to use that when it comes out.
And that's why I saw it was a great idea.
Yeah.
And so I jumped on it, but I realized it's not ready yet to develop. But I can see
it's getting there. And so even though BPMX is going through a reverse stock split, I'm sticking with it because I know that, hey.
Can you explain that?
A reverse stock split.
So some of you do not know a reverse stock split. I want David to.
So usually you want something like a forward stock split where they're going to give you 1 share for every 4 shares you have. So now instead of having 4 shares, you have 5 shares because they give you an extra share. So they kind of dilute the shares out there and they're putting more shares out. In this case, you see some of these companies need money or they need to meet the criteria for being listed on NASDAQ or wherever they're listed. And so if they don't meet that criteria and their price is too low, what they do a reverse stock split. So instead, they give you 1 share for every 25 shares you had. And so they take away those 25, they give you 1 share only. So really, they're taking back shares, and they're only giving you 1 for each of however many you had. And so now you're going to have less shares, but that means everybody has less shares. So
at the same time.
Yeah, so you still own the same amount of the company.
But if I were someone that maybe didn't understand, may say, well, I'm losing. They took away my shares.
Yeah, but everybody lost equally. So you're still an equal owner of that company as everybody is.
That's what I wanted you to say, because I think that's the misconception.
Yeah, and
so those that don't understand.
And so you're going to see the price of the share go, from 10 cents all the way to $2 or $3. It depends how many shares they take back, right?
And you will make up that difference if you just have this patience.
Yeah, and then you just have to be patient, and hopefully you hope that they have enough money to complete their phases, get this medication out, and then once they get it out. In this case, we know that these medications are going to be used because, at least from our perspective, they would be used.
Yes.
From a dermatologist perspective, I think they would use it as well, big time. They would be running like crazy.
Yeah.
And we just have to get it out into the market, right?
Correct.
Same thing with, what do you think about PTN, Palatine Technology, where...
It's another good example of I think I've been positive ever since I bought it, but then I realized why I didn't make any crazy moves, and I think I took your advice and stayed a little patient.
Stayed patient with that one.
And I think the product that they're gonna get
for hypoactive sexual desire. Yeah,
active sexual desire. And if you look at it, it's almost like a female Viagra.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not exactly, the same component, but it's got that same type of feature.
Right, with a very safe drug.
Yes.
It's a drug that's been studied for more than they've had it. It's been studied for 20 years and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
It's been very, very safe.
Very safe,
yeah.
Yes. And now it's in the States. And I think the next move is coming up pretty soon.
Yeah. And it's in July, I believe?
I believe it's in July.
And hopefully they'll approve it, and then from there...
There's a huge company coming in and saying, let me help you.
Yeah, and they will. And they already have it set up. They already have it set up with companies in different parts of the world. So they already have it. They're going to be making money. Mm-hmm. And that's a stock that I'm going to be selling as soon as it hits.
Me too.
And as soon as it's approved. And
going out there and...
Yeah, I'm not going to wait for the doctors to start writing for it and all this other stuff. I'm going to say it's approved. I'm going to make my profit. And get out of it.
Get out. Sense to me.
And I've had it more than a year, so it's all going to be capital gains.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you won't have to be taxed because it's over 1 year.
Well, you're going to be taxed at 20% or the capital gains tax rate, which
regardless when you take it out.
Right.
You're right.
I mean, whatever profit you make, which is not bad. I mean, that's
okay versus
any other tax bracket that you may be in. You know, so.
Right.
And for people that are in lower tax brackets, they may not even get taxed, right? So that's the nice thing. So you can be investing into the stock market and not even be taxed because your tax bracket is low. So that's another reason to invest into the stock market.
That's a good point.
Yeah, there's a lot of good reasons to invest into this. And
I know that other one, something that just talking to the younger generation, artificial intelligence. Companies in that aspect is unbelievable, especially in the medical field. So, things like that, David and I research and hear and listen, and I think those are things to keep in mind in the future. I see one of those companies being huge.
Well,
marijuana, cannabis.
Yeah, cannabis is a big thing, and it's growing. And I mean, I don't want to invest into those companies just for reasons I just don't want to.
Talking about Canadian companies.
There's Canadian companies that are fantastic, and there's some that are low now that may take off. But I think you'd be safer in investing the bigger ones. Yeah. Yeah,
that's the way I see it. The bigger ones that have bigger market.
Yeah, I think that's where you would want to put your money in on that. But artificial intelligence, I invest into semiconductors.
There you go.
And Cypress Semiconductor is...
That's CRMD?
No, that's CY.
Correct.
Yeah, Cormatics is CRMD.
Okay.
That's a different... That's a biotech.
Okay, so if you guys listen to that, CRMD is a very good option as well. And
that is really good.
You continued staying with it.
And that's the one I believe has Neutralin, right? Which is the one,
for the dialysis
dialysis catheters, and they get less infections, and it's really good. And I think it's going to become the standard of care.
I think so too.
Yeah,
and
I think it is.
It's going to be huge. So if you imagine that all over the country and internationally.
That's crazy.
Yes. So I think we gotta. Probably go buy some right now.
Yeah, right now, man. Let's do it now. No, we're making good profit on that stuff. Yeah. But there's a lot of good stuff going on in the stock market. I think for anybody that doesn't invest, look into it. I'm out of the camera. Look into that because it's a good way to start learning how to save. It's not very risky. People get nervous when they lose a little bit of money.
Try little by little. I mean,
like David said, and don't worry. Don't worry if the stock goes down or up or anything, because every single day they go up and down and up and down. And you can be, once you start investing a lot of money in there, you can be gaining thousands a day and losing thousands a day. And you know what? After a while, you look at that and you get used to it, and you're like, okay, whatever. It's like you don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And
just let it ride.
Yeah. Let it ride, baby. Let it ride. Yeah. It's not gambling. Man. All right. For Whitecoat Medicine Talks, other than medicine talks, this is Dr. Ornedo and Dr. Cruz.
See you guys later.
All right. Take care. Bye.